She texted, "You're useless. Even your own mother doesn't respect you." I wrote, "Probably true." Then I had my disappointed mother call her to discuss the restraining order for stealing from my account. Her apology tour started when she realized Mom was a federal judge. Original post. I, 38, male, thought I had a decent thing going with Natalie, 35. Together for 2 years, living together for the last 6 months in my condo. She worked as a marketing consultant, which basically meant she had 3 clients who paid her sporadically, while she spent most days shopping with my credit card as an authorized user. The text came last Thursday at 2 p.m. while I was in a meeting. I checked my phone during a break. "You're such a disappointment, Brian. Can't even stand up to your own boss about that promotion. No wonder your mother thinks you're weak. You're useless. Even your own mother doesn't respect you." This was because I'd mentioned at dinner that I wasn't pushing for a promotion this cycle since my current project needed stability. Strategic decision, but Natalie saw it as weakness. The kicker, she'd met my mother exactly twice. Mom had been perfectly polite but reserved. That's just how she is. Natalie interpreted this as disappointment in me. I stared at the text for a minute, then typed back, "Probably true." She responded immediately. "That's it. That's all you have to say." I didn't reply. Instead, I opened my banking app. That's when I noticed something interesting. 3 transactions from yesterday I didn't recognize. $1,800 at Nordstrom. $600 at some spa. $400 at a restaurant I'd never heard of. I scrolled back further. This had been going on for weeks. Small amounts at first, then bigger. She'd been using the credit card I'd authorized her on, but also somehow accessing my debit card. Total damage, about $8,000 over 2 months. Called the bank. They confirmed someone had been using my debit card info for online purchases. Asked if I wanted to file a fraud report. Yes, I said I do. Then I called my mother. "Hey, Mom. Remember Natalie?" "Unfortunately, yes." "Why?" "She's been stealing from my accounts about $8,000. Long pause. "Brian, did you just say she's been stealing from you?" "Yeah, using my debit card without authorization. I'm filing charges." My mother's voice changed. That professional tone I rarely heard at home. "Send me everything. Screenshots, bank statements, all of it." Here's what Natalie didn't know about my disappointing mother. She's a federal judge. 20 years on the bench. The woman she claimed doesn't respect me is actually the proudest parent you'll ever meet. She just doesn't show it to strangers. Also, Mom, she just sent me a text saying you don't respect me. I could hear her smile through the phone. "Oh, really? Well, perhaps I should call her to discuss this misunderstanding." Update 1. The phone call. 2 hours after I talked to Mom, my phone started blowing up. 15 texts from Natalie in rapid succession. "Why is your mom calling me? What did you tell her? This isn't funny, Brian. She says she's a judge. Call her off now. I was joking about the respect thing. Brian, answer me. She's talking about federal charges. This is insane. Over a credit card. I'm your girlfriend. We can talk about this. Please call me. I'm sorry. Please. Brian, please. I'm scared." I didn't respond. Instead, I went back to work, finished my day, and stopped by the police station on the way home to file a report. The officer took my statement and said a detective would follow up. When I got home, Natalie was there pacing the living room, mascara running, phone in hand. "Brian, thank God. Your mom is insane. She threatened me. She informed you of the potential legal consequences of theft. That's not a threat. That's a courtesy. Theft. I'm your girlfriend. You gave me permission to use your cards." "The credit card?" "Yes. With a $500 monthly limit we agreed on, not my debit card, and certainly not $8,000 worth." She shifted tactics, tears streaming. "Baby, I'm sorry. I got carried away. I was going to pay you back." "With what money, Natalie? You made $3,000 last month." I have a plan. My business is about to take off. Your business has been about to take off for 2 years. That's when she got mean. You know what? You are useless. Your mother had to fight your battles for you. What kind of man does that? I smiled. Actually smiled. The kind who documents everything. I pulled out my phone, showed her my recording app, legal in my state, one-party consent. You've been recording me. Just this conversation where you admitted to using my cards without permission. She went pale. You can't do this to me. I'll be ruined. You did this to yourself. I'll tell everyone you're abusive. I'll destroy your reputation. Go ahead. And I have 2 years of texts, including the one today calling me useless, plus bank records showing theft, plus this recording, plus my mother as a character witness. She collapsed on the couch, sobbing. Not pretty tears. Ugly, snotty crying. Please don't do this. I love you. You love my credit card. That's not true. I grew up poor, okay. I panic about money. I'm sorry. The manipulation was textbook, but I'd heard this sob story before. Her poor childhood included private school and a trust fund she'd blown through by 25. You need to leave, I said. Pack your stuff. You have 1 hour. Update 2. The escalation. She didn't leave quietly. Instead, she called her brother Anthony, 6 feet 3 inches, liked to play tough guy. He showed up within 20 minutes. Bro, we need to talk, he said, trying to loom over me in my own doorway. No, we don't. Natalie is packing. You can help her carry boxes. You're seriously kicking her out over a few purchases. $8,000 in fraud isn't a few purchases. She's your girl, man. You don't call the cops on your girl. I do when she commits crimes. He stepped closer. Maybe you need someone to explain how things work. That's when my neighbor Mrs. Patterson appeared. 75 years old former Marine takes no crap from anyone. Problem here, Brian. No, ma'am. Anthony was just helping his sister move out. She looked Anthony up and down. Good. I'd hate to have to call my grandson. He's a cop. Very responsive to his grandma's calls. Anthony backed off. This isn't over. Actually, it is. And if you threaten me again, you'll be named in the restraining order, too. Natalie came out dragging suitcases, still crying. Where am I supposed to go? Not my problem anymore. You're heartless. I'm practical. Something you should try. As they loaded her stuff into Anani's truck, she tried one more time. Brian, please, we can work this out. Couples therapy. We're not a couple. We're a victim and a perpetrator. She flinched. Anthony muttered something about calling the boys and they left. I immediately called the detective handling my case and reported the veiled threat. Then I called a locksmith. Changed every lock that night, even though she'd already returned her keys. Installed a security camera, too. Update 3. Mom's intervention. The next morning, Mom called. Brian, I've been reviewing those documents you sent. This is more serious than just theft. What do you mean? She opened a credit card in your name. Found it when I ran a check through a friend at the credit bureau. My stomach dropped. She did what? Maxed it out to another $12,000. $20,000 total. I'm afraid so. But here's the interesting part. She used her real address and phone number, not the brightest criminal. What do I do? You let me handle this. I'm calling in a favor with the district attorney's office. This is now identity theft and fraud across state lines since she made purchases online from vendors in other states. Mom, you don't have to. Brian, someone stole from my son and had the audacity to claim I don't respect you. Oh, I'm going to enjoy this. That afternoon, Natalie started her apology tour, but not to me. She was too smart for that. She went after my mom. Mom forwarded me the email. Dear Judge Harrison, I'm writing to apologize for my inappropriate text about you and Brian. I was emotional and said things I didn't mean. Brian and I had a misunderstanding about our financial arrangement and I'm willing to pay back everything. Please don't let this ruin my life. I'm begging you as a mother. I know you understand to show mercy. Sincerely, Natalie. Mom's response was brief. Miss Coleman, I'm not handling your case. The district attorney is. Your admission of owing money, however, has been forwarded to the appropriate authorities. Judge M. Harrison. P.S. I'm not your mother. Update 4. The Flying Monkeys. Natalie's friends started reaching out. First was Jessica, her best friend. Brian, this is insane. Natalie's being arrested over a misunderstanding. $20,000 in fraud isn't a misunderstanding. She was your girlfriend. She thought it was okay. Did she think opening a credit card in my name without telling me was okay, too? Silence. She what? Ask her about the visa she opened 3 months ago in my name without my knowledge. I got to go. Then came her mother, Deb. She showed up at my work. Security called me down. You're ruining my daughter's life over money. What kind of men are you? The kind who doesn't tolerate theft. She loved you. She loved my wallet. How can you be so cold? How can you raise someone who thinks stealing $20,000 is acceptable? It wasn't stealing. She was going to pay it back. When? How? With what money? Her business. Her business that makes $3,000 a month. It would take her years assuming she paid every penny to me, which we both know wouldn't happen. You're just like your mother. Cold, heartless. My mother is brilliant, accomplished, and ethical. If I'm like her, I'm proud of that. She huffed. We'll sue you for emotional distress. Good luck with that. Your daughter's facing federal charges. The baif appeared. Apparently, Mom had anticipated this and arranged for security to be ready. Ma'am, you need to leave. Deb left, but not before shouting, this isn't over. Narrator, it was in fact almost over. Update 5. The Legal Steamroller. 3 days later, Natalie was arrested. Not dramatically. They just showed up at Anani's house where she was staying and took her in. She was released on bail the same day, but the damage was done. Her lawyer reached out to me. Mr. Harrison, my client is willing to make full restitution in exchange for dropping charges. How? She has no money. Her family is willing to help. The same family that's been harassing me. That's unfortunate. But surely you don't want to see someone you cared about go to prison. I want my money back and to never hear from her again. We can make that happen. Full restitution, a restraining order, and she'll plead to lesser charges. I consulted with Mom and my own lawyer. We countered full restitution within 30 days, restraining order for both Natalie and Anthony. She pleads to the identity theft charge and gets probation with mandatory financial counseling. They accepted, but Natalie couldn't help herself. She posted on social media about how her abusive ex was destroying her life with the help of his corrupt judge mother. Big mistake. Mom's lawyer, yes, she got her own lawyer for this, sent a cease and desist for defamation. Mentioned the possibility of a civil suit. The posts disappeared within an hour. Update 6. The payment. The family scrambled to get the money together. According to the gossip, Mrs. Patterson knows everyone. They had to sell Anani's motorcycle, cash out Deb's retirement fund, borrow from relatives. The check arrived via certified mail exactly 30 days later. $20,000. I deposited it immediately. Natalie had to appear in court for sentencing. I didn't go, but Mom did. Professional courtesy, she said. Really? She just wanted to watch. She got 2 years probation, 200 hours community service, mandatory financial counseling, a permanent record as a convicted felon. The judge, not my mother, obviously, also ordered no contact with me for 5 years. Final update. It's been 3 months since this all went down. Some interesting developments. Natalie's business collapsed completely. Her 3 clients dropped her after the arrest became public record. She's working retail now, living with her mother. Anthony tried to intimidate me once more, showing up at my gym. The owner who'd heard the whole story had him banned before he could even approach me. Turns out threatening a federal judge's son creates a certain protective network. Deb sent one last nasty email about how I destroyed their family. Mom's lawyer responded with a reminder about the defamation suit possibility. No more emails. Jessica actually apologized to me. She discovered Natalie had also been using her credit card without permission. Small amounts, but still she's pressing charges, too. The best part, last week, I ran into Natalie at a coffee shop. She was with some guy, and I heard her telling him how she was rebuilding after a toxic relationship with someone who financially abused her. I walked over, smiled, and said to the guy, "Hi, I'm Brian, the ex she's talking about. Google Natalie Coleman fraud conviction. Have a nice day." The look on her face was priceless. The guy pulled out his phone right there. As for me, I'm good. Better than good. The experience taught me a lot about boundaries, red flags, and the importance of keeping your financial information secure. And my relationship with Mom stronger than ever. Last week at dinner, she raised her wine glass and said to my son, who handled a difficult situation with grace and intelligence, "I'm proud of you. Thanks, Mom, for everything. Just remember," she smiled. "Next girlfriend gets a background check." We laughed, but honestly, not the worst idea. To those asking why I didn't just let it go, $20,000 is a year of college tuition, a down payment on a car, an emergency fund. It's real money that I worked for. She didn't just steal cash. She stole my time, my labor, my trust. That's not something you just let go. Also, people like Natalie don't stop. If I'd let her get away with it, she'd have done it to the next guy and the next. Sometimes consequences are the only teacher that works. Mom sent me a text yesterday. SM Coleman's probation officer at the courthouse. She's failing her financial counseling course. Might get extended probation. I replied, "Probably true." We both knew what I meant. Edit, since some of you asked, yes, this is all real. Yes, my mom really is a federal judge. No, she didn't preside over the case. That would be a conflict of interest. She just made sure the right people were aware of the full scope of the situation. The legal system worked exactly as it should. Edit 2. For those saying I should have just broken up with her and moved on. She stole $20,000. That's not a just move on situation. That's a felony and she would have kept stealing if I hadn't caught her. Edit 3. No, I'm not dating anyone right now. Taking some time to recalibrate my picker. And yes, the next one gets a background check. Mom wasn't joking about that.